Hello and welcome to yet another video here on the YouTube channel Spillföreningen Fellowship STF. My name is Andreas Norwegian Viking and this is a reaction video to the Throne of Skulls rules pack. Throne of Skulls is a tournament that is being held at Warhammer World on the 16th and 17th of September of this year, and they just released the rules pack for this tournament. And in a bit of a twist, I didn't expect it so soon. They are releasing army bonuses for all of the armies that haven't got them so far. That is every single Lord of the Rings army and some new Lord of the Rings armies, and also the armies that was included in the Unexpected Journey book but did not get army bonuses in there and back again. So I'll just go through these and give my opinions and about the special rules, what they have done, and there's a few interesting tidbits in there. So first of all, they are using this tournament as a playtest. So at the tournament they will allow players to use these rules, and after the tournament there will be a small Q&A seminar where you can voice your opinions about the different army special rules, and that way you could maybe impact the way these rules are being portrayed in the final version, which I still think, and there are some clues in here about this, will be included in a supplement, both for the Unexpected Journey as well as the army bonuses. So let's get cracking. So first of all, it is important to remember that you may only gain army bonuses if every model in your army is from the same army list. So even though some of the rules does not say that you get the army bonus special rule if every single model is with it, the first piece here explains that you have to have every single model as a part of that army. So first of all we have the Fellowship, that is Frodo Baggins, Samwise Gamgee, Meriadoc Brandybuck, Peregrine Took, Gandalf the Grey, Aragorn, Strider, Legolas and Gimli son of Gloin, Boromir of Gondor, Bill the Pony and Smeagol. So you have 11 different models available for that army, the additional rule is that unlike normal warbands, a Fellowship warband is comprised entirely of heroes. Additionally, a Fellowship warband that contains Samwise Gamgee may also contain Bill the Pony. Army bonus is you have my sword. As long as Frodo is alive and on the table or escapes the board for scenarios where this applies, all models from the Fellowship or the Fellowship army list gain the Fearless special rule. Additionally, the Fellowship will never be considered broken if Frodo is alive and on the table, or escapes the board, again, where the scenario dictates it. So, interesting. I think it's cool that the Fellowship will never be considered broken. They can fight to the second to last man if Frodo is alive, and also that they will never have to take courage tests to charge enemy models. So that is a very good, cool special rule. Again, more in line with the theme. I rarely see complete Fellowship at tournaments, or parts of it in that case also. So still for fluff reasons, but then again, you now have a bit stronger Fellowship if you want to play that army at a tournament. So next up we have the Shire, and this is a bit interesting. The Shire is an army I took to Ardacon, and I instantly saw cool things that may imply special rules going forwards. So the Shire is included Frodo of the Nine Fingers, Samwise the Brave, Meriadoc, Captain of the Shire, Peregrine, Captain of the Shire, Paladin Took, Farmer Maggot, Lobelia Sackville Baggins, Fredegar Bolger, Gandalf the Grey, Dunedain, Bilbo Baggins and Bandobras Took, Hobbit Militia, Hobbit Archers and Hobbit Sheriffs. So interesting to note here the addition of Gandalf the Grey and Dunedain, as well as finally getting it in writing and not just in the FAQ that Bandobras Took is indeed a part of the Shire army. So the army bonus is Fair Fire Foes. As long as your army contains Meriadoc, Captain of the Shire, and Peregrine, Captain of the Shire, you can upgrade any number of models to be either battling brandybucks or Turkish hunters rather than just the models in their respective warbands. So this is something I've been suspecting for a while, that this was intended originally, that only the models in the warbands of either Merry or Pippin could have this upgrade, and it seems that this is the way it will be going forwards. But if you have a pure Shire army, this will not be changed. So so interesting small note there, that the Shire army probably will have a wording change going forwards. So next up we have the Rangers of the North. So this army may include Arathorn, Aragorn, Strider, Halbrand Dunedain, Rangers of the North, and Rangers of Arnor. So the army bonus here is, he's one of them Rangers, the dangerous folk they are. A force that contains models solely from the Rangers of the North armor list may take up to 100% of the warriors with bows, even if this takes them beyond the bow limit. Rangers of the North and Dunedain may lead warbands of up to 6 models. So this clarifies everything, because there is no army composition rule stranger than the original Rangers of the North, the Grey Company list, because you had to take 1 Ranger of the North or Dunedain for every 4 models with both you could take out of the bow limit. But if you wanted to take, again, it was absolutely horrible to teach beginners. If a beginner wanted to play that army, you often saw like a 20 reply forum post or a Facebook post on the forums, on the Facebook pages, about how to actually construct your army. This clarifies everything. If all your models are from the same army, you can take 100% bows, and the Dunedain and Rangers of the North can now lead 6 models. So fantastic, clarifies everything, it makes everything easier. Next up we have Numenor. This army may include Elendil, High King of Gondor, and Arnor, Isildur, Captains of Numenor, and Warriors of Numenor. So only 4 options, as always. They haven't been given more troops, but their army bonus is 1 by 1 the free lands of Middle-earth fell to the power of the ring. But there were some who resisted. Long name for army bonus, but again, what you get is pretty short. You get a courage value increase by 1. So you get a +1 courage value for every model. I expected more for Numenor. I hoped they would get a bit more, because plus in courage isn't really that important. But then again, it is what it is. Just hope that the Numenor warriors with bows are released again. So Minas Tirith is up next. That is a huge army, and may include Aragorn, King Elessar, Gandalf the White, Denethor, Steward of Gondor, Boromir, Captain of White Tower, Faramir, Captain of Gondor, Peregrine Took, Guard of the Citadel, Beregond, Peregrine Took, Guard of the Citadel, sorry, Beregond, Madril, Captain of Ithilien, Damrod, Captain of Ithilien, Kirian, Lieutenant of Amon Barad, Knight of the White Tower, Captain of Minas Tirith, King of Men, Warriors of Minas Tirith, Knight of Minas Tirith, Ranger of Gondor, Citadel Guard, Guard of the Phantom Court, Osgiliath Veterans, Battlecry Trebuchet, and Gondor Avenger Bolthrower. So huge army, and the addition here of Gandalf the White, as well as Peregrine Took. He might have been in that army from before, I can never remember. Yeah, he might have. But the addition of Gandalf, that is, and I hope he can lead troops, is pretty cool. And the army bonus is, you are men of Gondor, whatever comes through that gate, you will stand your ground. Again, a long army bonus name, but a short rule. Again, every model in that army gains a courage increase of 1. So, same as Numenor, they have the Blood Numenor, of course, so not the most exciting army special rule, but it's cool, it's cool. Next up, it's Fiefdoms. So here we will see the first split of one army into two armies. So before I go to the second army, you can try to find out which models I have not said the names of in the army composition. So the Fiefdoms can include Prince Imrahil of Dol Amroth, Following the Fat, Angbor the Fearless, Duinir, Captain of Dol Amroth, Knight of Dol Amroth, Men-at-Arms of Dol Amroth, Axemen of Lost-Lanark, Clansmen of Lamadon, and Blackroot Vale Archers. So the army bonus is for the White City. All the models in this army gain the Dol Amroth for Gondor special rule, found in the Knight of Dol Amroth profile. So that means that every single model in that army within 12 inches of Imrahil may use his, may gain the benefit of a banner. So this is interesting that they include this for the Axemen and Forlong and everyone. So it gives a bit more of a punch, and also it negates the need for a banner unless you really want to get that bonus victory point in that one scenario as well. So actually there are two more armies sprung by the Fiefdoms. So the first one that is not included in the Fiefdoms army anymore is the Dead of Dunharrow. So the Army of the Dead now is an army of their own, and quite interestingly they are not given a captain. I hope this will change, but they are not given a captain. So the army may include the King of the Dead, Warriors of the Dead, and Riders of the Dead. Their army bonus is the dead do not suffer the living to pass. The King of the Dead gains the Harbinger Evil special rule. Cool, -1 courage to everyone. Additionally, warbands from this army list that contain between 8 and 12 models do not need a hero to be the captain of the warband. Instead, one of the warriors within the warband takes the role of the warband's captain for the purposes of deployment. So this means you can have a huge army of just Army of the Dead. 1 might point on the table, or something. I don't remember how many might points the King of the Dead has, but almost no might. But then again, you can have a pure army of the dead. I think people already have been discussing this, and you can have 41 models in a 700 point army. So that's cool, really cool. Next up we have Arnor. So the Arnor army composition is Arvedui, Last King of Arnor, Malbeth the Seer, Captains of Arnor, Warriors of Arnor, Rangers of Arnor, and Hobbit Archers. So nothing has changed there really. And their armor bonus is Protect the King. Models from the arm list automatically pass their courage test if within 6 inches of Arvedui, the Last King of Arnor. So with the low courage they have, this is a cool rule. Makes your army bunch up a bit, but they already do that because of Malbeth. So don't think this will make Arnor broken in any way, but you might see more than the one Arnor army at the tournament because of this. So James Clark's favourite army, Rohan. So again, a huge army list. You have Theoden, King of Rohan, Theodred, Heir of Rohan, Eomer, Marshal of the Riddermark, Eowyn, Shield Maiden of Rohan, Meriadoc, Knight of the Mark, Erkenbrand, Captain of Rohan, Gamling, Captain of Rohan, Hammer, Captain of Rohan, Grimbold of Grimslade, Errol the Young, Captains of Rohan, King's Huntsman, Warriors of Rohan, Riders of Rohan, Rohan Royal Guard, Rohan Outriders, and Sons of Eorl. So, first thing I want to point out is that models are given more names. So, Grimbold has always been Grimbold. So now he's currently Grimbold Grimslade. Interesting. Second of all, models like Erkenbrand suddenly has the prefix, or postfix, Captain of Arnor, of Rohan. So they are expanding the keywords. If you have seen Age of Sigmar and the new 40k, they use keywords quite a lot, and this might have something to play in the new version of this game. So, additional rules. Riders of Rohan within this army list do not count towards your force's bow limit. Nothing new there. And the army bonus is Roid Faroon and the World's Ending. So Theoden's famous line. Mounted models from this army list gain +1 strength on a turn which they charge. Something we have wanted for about 2 years. And it seems we're finally getting it. And that is awesome. And for those of you following along, we are missing some models from the Fiefdoms again. Not the Fiefdoms, sorry. And that is the Wildmen of Druadan. So this army may include Garnburigan and the Dwarves warriors. But they have a army bonus, because only having 13 models in an army is quite boring. So they have now an army bonus. Wild men have long ears and long eyes and know all paths. Models from this army list gain the Mountain Dweller special rule. So they already have the Forest Dweller special rule, but now they are also Mountain Dwellers. Good. Additionally, enemy models do not gain the benefits from the Stalk Unseen special rule, or any such special rule that gives similar benefits. Against models from this army list, additionally, warbands from this army list that contain between 9 and 12 models do not need a hero to be the captain of the warband. Instead, one of the warriors will, within the warband, is taken as the warband's captain for the purposes of deployment. So again, same as with the Army of the Dead, you can now have a pure army of wild men. So that's cool. We now have Rivendell. So, good thing that this has happened, because Rivendell Knights armies is quite the a pain to play against. So you can now have Gil-galad, Elrond, Glorfindel, Lord of the West, Erestor, Elladan and Helwehir, Arwen, Lindir of Rivendell, Círdan, Gildor Inglorion, Bilbo Baggins, and High Elf Captains, High Elf Stormcallers, High Elf Warriors, and Rivendell Knights. So it seems that they have removed the arm list from the Unexpected Journey, and you can now only take Rivendell Knights as part of the Rivendell army. They also included Bilbo Baggins. That's cool. Lindir is now in there as well. So you can now have all the heroes you want, basically, in one army. Lindir can now lead normal high elves. What's not to love? Except those who love taking an all pure Rivendell Knight army. So their armor bonus is, and I don't know how to read Elvish, but I'll try. Tangadohad Lieth I Blinin, I think. Whilst within 6 inches of the army's leader, models from this army list may reroll fail to hits when making shooting attacks in a turn which they did not move. So this is of course alluding to the scene at the very beginning of the Fellowship of the Ring, where Elrond is calling out the incredible barrage of shooting attacks from the High Elves, like leveling orcs as far as the eye can see. Rerolling fail to hits when they do not move. It's basically rerolling 1s and 2s, but that's a third of the hits they can reroll. So not a bad rule. I don't think High Elves really need to get better bonus than that to be competitive. I think the army in itself is quite good. So we have Lothlorien up next. In this army you can include Galadriel, Celeborn, Haldir, Rumil, Galadrim Captains, Wood Elf Captains, Galadrim Stormcallers, Galadrim Warriors, Galadrim Knights, Guards of the Galadrim Court, Wood Elf Warriors, and Wood Elf Sentinels. And in this army you can gain the army bonus of, they say, Great Sorceress lives in these woods. Something that I think Gimli said. Models from this army list gain the resistance to magic special rule. So all models in a complete Lothlorien army will gain resistance to magic, which is pretty cool. We have Fangorn up next. The army composition is Treebed and Ents. So nothing about Quick Beam and Beach Bow and the other Ent heroes, but then again, I don't think you'll ever need more than Treebed and 12 Ents in an army, because then you're playing roughly 2,000 points. So the army bonus is Don't Be Hasty. Ends from this army list gain the Fearless special rule. Good. Additionally, there are completely unaffected by any magical powers or special rules that would prevent them from moving or move them against their will. The only exception of this is if they take a hit from the Sorcerer's Blast, but will suffer no further effects. Additionally, they are completely unaffected by the Nature's Wrath and Wrath of Brunin magical powers. So, Treebed and the Ents will keep on trucking, no matter what happens. Especially interesting if they change their movement value to about 8. I would like to see that they have a movement value of 8 going forwards. So a new army, which is the Misty Mountains. The army list may include Gwaihir and Great Eagles. Again, same as Fangorn. So they basically split the entire, what's that army list called again? Wanderers in the Wild. So they put Banderbas with the Hobbits, they put Radagast with the Wizards, I guess, in the Hobbit army list, or the White Council, and they put Bilbo Baggins in the Hobbit army list, and they put Treebed in Fangorn, and now they're putting Gwaihir in the Misty Mountains. So the army bonus is the Eagles are coming. Models from this army list gain the extra attack and knock to the ground bonuses as if they were cavalry. Finally! Finally, this is awesome. I've been waiting for this for a while. Wild just came in the door, so I did not wait for him. Total surprise, actually. But Eagles getting knocked down and counting as monstrous cavalry for that purpose is quite awesome, and will make people take an eagle army. And luckily, since I've painted like 8 eagles, this is good. Additionally, models from the army list gain a bonus of +1 to the strength on a turn in which they charged. So not only do they get extra attack and not 2 down, they also get +1 to the strength. So we come now to the Dwarves. The army list may include Durin, King of Khazad-dûm, so another new prefix, Mardin, Balin, son of Fundin, Floy Stoneheart, Dwarf Kings, King's Champions, Dwarf Captains, Shield Bearers, Dwarf Warriors, Khazad Guard, Iron Guard, Dwarf Rangers, Vault Warden Teams, and Dwarf Ballistae. Yeah. Army bonus, the wealth of Moria lay not in gold or jewels, but in mithril. Models from this army list may reroll to wound rolls on a 1 when fighting in close combat, so they can still piercing strike and gain a bonus to reroll wounds on a 1. So exactly the same as fainting with the axes. That's quite good. Again, didn't really think that dwarves needed a pure army bonus that was really good, but this one is good. It's quite good, and it's every single model. So it's not just the normal warriors. This is the heroes as well. So if you completely fluff a roll, you can reroll the ones. So Thorin's Company. So Thorin's Company did not have a special rule. You have the Champions of Erebor having a special rule, but not Thorin's Company, the basic ones. Basically, it's all the 13 dwarves and Bilbo and Gandalf. So I'll not go through all the dwarf names, because when Wild does that, he has to breathe for a week afterwards. So the additional rule is, unlike other warbands, Thorin's Company's warband is made up entirely of heroes, and that can even extend beyond the normal model limit for the warband. You would need this because the model limit in a complete Thorin's Company is 15 models. The army bonus is that I would take each and every one of these dwarves over an army of the Iron Hills, for which when I called upon them they answered. Again, a very long army rule, not that long a actual rule. Models from this army may reroll to wound rolls over 1 whilst within 3 inches of Thorin. Good enough. So again, they have all the synergies. I would take Thorin's Company over the Fellowship pretty much any time. I think they are better. They can do more and they have more synergies, but again, you have to remember all the specials. So bit more of a pain to play with, but if you manage to get all the synergies and things happening, it's a great army, I think. And I think you can take every single one of them at 1,000 points. I think. Or is that the champions one? I don't remember. Right, so now you come to a new army, which is Barad-dur. So this one has Dark Lord Sauron, the Witch King of Angmar, the Ring Wraiths, Shelob, Orc Captains, Orc Shamans, Orc Taskmasters, Orc Drummers, Black Numenorian Marshals, Mordor Troll Chieftains, Orc Warriors, Orc Trackers, Warg Riders, Black Numenorians, Morgul Knights, Mordor Trolls, Mordor Siege Bows, and Mordor War Catapults. So they essentially have split the Mordor army into 3 now. So you have Barad-dur, you have one more, and then you, well, no, not 3, in 2. So you have Barad-dur as a single army, and that is the only one who can take Sauron. So the army bonus is the power of the ring cannot be undone. Warriors from this army list gain a bonus of +1 to wound when making strikes against enemy models that are outnumbered in a fight. See if you get a 2-on-1 situation or a 3-on-1 situation, even against cavalry, still only counts as 1, or the Mumak, still only counts as 1, you gain +1 to wound, which is pretty cool. Next up is Angmar. This one has the Witch King of Angmar, the Tainted, the Dwymlake, Gullivar, the Terror of Arnor, Barad-dur, Troll Chieftain, Shades, Barwights, Angmar Orc Captains, Angmar Orc Shamans, Wild Warg Chieftains, Angmar Orc Warriors, Angmar Warg Riders, Cave Trolls, and Spectres. So first of all, they have a new prefix, which is Angmar Orcs, which may mean we get a new special rule. And also they get the army bonus. If that fell kingdom should rise again, Rivendell, Lorien, the Shire, or even Gondor itself shall fall. Angmar Orcs within 3 inches of a hero that is also spirit gain the terror special rule. So this makes the army given small terror bubbles around the table, and that is pretty cool. Pretty cool. So this army might be the longest one, but it is also Mordor, so of course there is a huge amount of models to be included in our army, and I should go through them now. It is the Witch King of Angmar, Camel the Easterling, Dark Marshal, Undying, the Shadow Lord, the Tainted, Knight of Umbar, Betrayer, Dwymlake, the Ring Wraiths, Shelob, Gothmog, Lieutenant of Morgul, the Mouth of Sauron, Shagrat, War Leader of Cirith Ungol, so another prefix or postfix. Shagrat, Captain of Cirith Ungol, Gorbag, Orc Captain, Grishnak, Orc Captain, Kardush the Firecaller, Orc Captains, Orc Shamans, Orc Taskmasters, Orc Drummer, Moran Orc Captains, Captain of the Black Guard Drummers, Black Numenorian Marshals, Mordor Uruk-hai Captains, Mordor Troll Chieftains, Orc Warriors, Orc Trackers, Warg Riders, Morgul Stalkers, Moran Orcs, Black Guard of Barad-dur, Black Numenorians, Morgul Knights, Mordor Uruk-hai, Great Beasts of Gorgoroth, Mordor Trolls, Mordor Siege Bows, and Mordor War Catapults. Whew! Alright, so this army has the army bonus. Our enemy is ready, is full strength gathered. While you have more models on the board than your opponent, warriors from this army list gain +1 courage, and may reroll 1s to wound when making strikes. That is pretty powerful. Having courage 3 orcs, or courage 7 Nazgul, and re-rolling 1s to wound is pretty cool. That is pretty good. Might bring my Mordor army out again. So Moria is up next. This one may include the Balrog, Durbaz the Goblin King of Moria, Groblog, Druzhag the Beast Caller, Azrak, Moria Goblin Captains, Moria Goblin Shamans, Moria Goblin Black Shield Captains, Moria Goblin Black Shield Shamans, Dragons, Cave Drakes, the Watcher in the Water, Moria Goblin Warriors, Moria Goblin Drums, Moria Goblin Black Shields, Moria Goblin Black Shield Drummers, Warg Marauders, Moria Goblin Prowlers, Bat Swarms, Cave Trolls, and Dwellers in the Dark. This arm bonus is we cannot get out, they are coming. Friendly Moria Goblin warriors, friendly Moria goblins involved in a fight where their opponent is trapped receive a +1 to the fight value. So fight value 3 goblins, fight value 4 captains, fight value 5 Dwarves. When they are trapped, you will have the models for it, and suddenly the Prowlers just got more menacing. Because Prowlers already get bonuses for striking against models who are trapped. Now they actually get a bonus to win the fight in addition. So that is pretty nifty special rule. So next up is Isengard. So this one has Saruman, Grima Wormtongue, Lurtz, Ugluk, Sharku, Rashku, Mauher, Thriden Wolfsbane, Uruk-hai Captain, Uruk-hai Shaman, Uruk-hai Drummer, Uruk-hai Captain, Dunleading Chieftain, Uruk-hai Scout, Uruk-hai Warrior, Uruk-hai Berserker, Feral Uruk-hai, Isengard Troll, Dunleading Warrior, Wildmen of Dunland, Warg Riders, Orc Warriors, Isengard Assault Ballistas, and Uruk-hai Demolition Teams. The army bonus is, you don't know pain, you don't know fear. Models from this army list do not take courage tests for being broken until at least 66% of the models have been removed as casualties. So, Isengard nearly always breaks, because you can have few models in that army. This will give them a certain edge, and you don't have to take courage tests before you're 66%ed. You will still count as broken for the scenario purposes, but you will not flee the battlefield as easily or as fast. So, cool one. On the other edge of the spectrum we have the Easterlings. So this army may include Camel the Eastling, Amdur, Lord of Blades, Eastling Dragon Knights, Eastling Captains, Eastling War Priest, Eastling Warriors, and Eastling Cataphracts. So this army bonus is nearly the other reverse of the Isengard one. The army bonus is no quarter was asked. Eastling models receive +1 courage when their force is broken. So when they're broken, you get plus courage. Additionally, in scenarios where the dice is rolled to see where the game ends, so long as there is at least one Eastling hero alive and on the battlefield, the Eastling player may choose to have the dice re-rolled if the scenario ends before they wish to. So in scenarios like Seize the Prize, Heirlooms, most of the Maelstrom ones, they can basically get a re-roll on that 1 or 2. Which is pretty nifty, and they get a +1 courage value to stick around when they need to. So another nifty one, and maybe this will make the Eastlings more viable in an army. We now have a Khand army, which is Khandish Kings, Khandish Chieftains, Khandish Warriors, Khandish Horsemen, and Khandish Charioteers. And finally, it has arrived. A Khandish army may have 100% of its warriors armed with bows. Finally. I didn't expect this to be so harsh, because I wanted only the mounted ones to only to be able to have 100% bows. But yeah, I think Marius will be pleased. 100% bows. Good on you. It is a terrible army, so whatever edge you need, Marius. Next up is the Serpent Horde. Army composition is Suladan, Serpent Lord, the Betrayer, Golden King of Abrakan, Hasharin, Haradrim Kings, Haradrim Chieftain, Haradrim Taskmaster, War Monarchs of Harad, Haradrim Warriors, Haradrim Raiders, Serpent Guard, Serpent Riders, Watchers of Khand, and Abrakan Merchant Guard. Their armor bonus is already a thing, which is the Scorpion Sting. Haradrim army may have 50% of the warriors armed with bows. Additionally, all Haradrim warriors and raiders may reroll once when rolling to wound, whether with shooting attacks or when making strikes. Or when making strikes is a new one, because only the shooting attacks had poison before. Yeah. Alright, so it's become a bit better. One of my favourite armies, and one you can watch in the bat rep against James on the Hotgates gaming channels, is Far Harad, which is the Mahud. So you have Mahud Kings, Mahud Tribesmasters, War Monarchs of Harad, Mahud Warriors, Mahud Raiders and Half-Trolls. This army is an army bonus that they had before but now have again. It is Warrior Pride. Mahud warriors that are within 6 inches of a friendly Mahud hero that is engaged in combat automatically pass all courage tests that they have to make. It's back, people. This is an army I won a tournament with in Bergen when they had this special rule. It is wonderful. You have, if you call a heroic move, do the captain first. He has the courage value, he has the will points, gets an in close combat. Every single model within 6 inches now gets to charge fair coasting models, or when you're broken you don't have to take broken tests. Perfect. Next up we have Corsairs of Umbar. This one is Dalmir Fleet Masters of Umbar, singular. The Knight of Umbar, Corsair Captains, Corsair Bosun, Black Numenorian Marshals, Corsairs of Umbar, Corsair Reavers, Corsair Arbalesters, and the Black Numenorians. There we go. The armor bonus is Corsairs are upon us. It's the last stroke of doom. Corsair models gain the Backstabber special rule. So this is the Prowler special rule. Gains +1 to wound when you're trapping a model. Good, as long as they get the prefix that the Corsair Reavers do not get to take axes. That would be even better. But I think the Corsairs are a cool army, and Backstabbers fit their personality pretty good. So we're coming now to the last 3 armies. There's been a long video with me ranting, but I think giving my opinions on the armies is a bit interesting as we go along. So we now come to Sharkey's Rogues. This army may include Sharkey, Worm and Ruffians. 3 model profiles, but again, as with some previous armies, you have an army bonus that makes you bring an army with all the Ruffians if you want to. The army bonus is you do what Sharkey says. Sharkey Standfast affects the entire battlefield. Additionally, a force that contains models solely from the Sharkey's Rogues list may include warbands of 10 to 12 ruffians without the need for a hero to lead them. In which case nominate a single model within the warband as the captain for the purposes of deploying, etc. So good, you can now take only ruffians as you want to. That's perfect. And something that has already gone viral on various forums, Goblin Town. How can you make Goblin Town better? It's quite a good army from before. So the army may include the Goblin King, Grinner, the Goblin Scribe, Gollum, Goblin Captains, Goblin Mercenary Captains, Goblin Mercenary Captains are included, Goblin Warriors, Goblin Mercenaries, and the Catapult Troll. Yes, you heard it right, the Catapult Troll, because it has a crew of goblins, and they get their first shooting weapon without the Goblin King just tossing goblins around. If that was not the best thing about this army, that they can have like a front rank of Goblin Mercenaries with higher defense, you can now have 18 models in your warbands, because each hero may increase the maximum warband size by 6 models. Goblins. I expect to see lots of goblin armies, especially when the Catapult Troll arrives from Forgeworld. Stieg is pointing to himself, Weil is laughing his ass off. Exciting army. And last of all, my favourite army, the Trolls. The Trolls get an army special rule. So this army will include Bill the Troll, Bert the Troll and Tom the Troll. Yes, all the Trolls. The army bonus is hold his toes over the fire, make him squeal. You may include the campfire in your army without having to pay the points for it. So 390 points for the 3 Trolls and the campfire. That makes it possible to bring the campfire with the Trolls in the Chaos Inada. Yes, good. And the campfire is also treated as a banner in addition to all the other effects it usually provides. And there's a special thing because they want to be able to bring all of the armies for the tournament. I think it is like a 600 or 700 point tournament. So 390 points is not up to scruff. So for this event only, so this is not part of the army rules they're laying forwards as the groundwork for the army rules that they will be given out in the new supplements. For this event only, if you include all 3 trolls, you may still benefit from their army bonus as long as you include models from one of the following arm lists as allies: Azog Hunters, Dark Dancers of Mirkwood, Dark Powers of Dol Guldur, Desolator of the North, and Goblin Town and Moria. So for this one event you can basically ally them without losing your benefits. You would however lose the benefits for the other army, but the trolls get their campfire, so good. Right, so that was a long one, but that was all of the additional army bonuses made by the Warhammer World team. Or I think it is made by Jay and Adam from the Middle-earth team. But this one will be used in a Warhammer World event, and I do think that this is signs of things to come, especially the way the armies work, that they have split Mordor into 2, split Fiefdoms into 2, they have split the Wanderers in the Wild into several different armies, that they've included Wanderers elsewhere so they can just scrap that entire army list because nobody took the Wanderers pure. And if you paid attention, there is no army with Goldberry and Tom Bombadil. No army. So it might be that this is a way to not make Tom Bombadil and Goldberry tournament legal in the future. So I think this is very interesting, and I would love to hear your opinions on this. Do you agree with the army bonuses? What do you want to change? Do you think some of them are overpowered? Goblin Town. Remember, if you go to the event, you will have your chance to be a part of a feedback session with Adam and Jay and probably some of the other guys in the team to give your feedback on the way these army bonuses work. And yeah, so that's been the first ever discussion video we made for the Lord of the Rings and the Hobbit in the studio. So tell us what you think about the new format, tell us what you think about the use of the green screen. And as always guys, do check us out on Patreon in the link below. You will find everything you need there. You will have discounts from several providers. You will get exclusive merchandise from STF and exclusive videos every month. We just hit the $250 mark, which means we're well over halfway to giving you 2 exclusive videos every month when we reach 500. And that also puts us about halfway to getting this studio basically rent-free. Gives us more opportunities to spend money elsewhere, giving you better scenery, giving you better videos, giving you better lighting, better sound. Everything will be better, and you'll get stuff in return as well. So do check us out there, and thanks to all of those who already are patrons. You are making us live the dream. And lastly, please comment, like, share and subscribe and support your hobby.